Hey guys, today I'll be making a popular Southeast Asian snack called ice jam biscuits. First, you'll start out with a ball of light dough clay which you will roll into a disc. Next, you're going to make the biscuit markings. I like to do this in two parts, first starting with a rough guide before using a smaller needle tool in order to define it. Afterwards, you're going to add texture to it. For texturing, I'm using a toothbrush which I've cut off the bristles of and a dishwashing sponge. For texturing, I'm going to be more heavy-handed with the nicer side because that's the side that's going to be exposed, and I want it to be more obvious because once I start adding the shading and baking, it'll start to fade a little. For those who don't know what ice jams are, it's a very popular Southeast Asian snack that many people have eaten as a child, which consists of a biscuit base and a dollop of sugar. I'd like to make this into a charm. Now would be the time to add in the head pin. Now for shading. I'm going to be focusing around the edges of the biscuit and the center for the bottom, and I'm going to be starting out with a light yellow base. As most of the top will be covered by the sugar, you do not have to shade all the way into the center. Therefore, I'm only focusing on the edges. I'm going to be using a darker brown, which I'm only going to be focusing around the edges of the biscuit. Don't forget to shade in the crevices of the biscuits that you made at the sides. And now for the sugar. I'm going to be showing you how to make two kinds, the first of which I'm calling Childhood Dream because who didn't want a giant dollop of sugar as a child, and the more traditional version. So when making the sugar, you want it to appear more like a dome with the sides flattened down. This way it's easier to shape the dollop of sugar later. And like what I did previously, I'm first making a rough gauge to see where I want to make the swirls. Next, I'm using a larger dotting tool in order to start defining the swirls. As you will notice, the more traditional sugar has more of a cone-like shape. Therefore, I'm making more emphasis at the bottom to make it more swirly at the top. Soon as the swirls become more defined, I'll start using the smaller tip of the dotting tool in order to redefine the tip of the sugar. And this is how my traditional ice jam biscuit turned out. For the Childhood Dream biscuit, I put a rather fat dollop of sugar because admittedly most children would rather have a larger sugar to biscuit ratio. The basic idea for the swirls is very similar to the previous one, except for this one is less swirly compared to the traditional one. And this is how the final product came out. So these are the final products. Thank you for watching and please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more.